Alright, Playboys. It's here. We have the refines for the units, remixes for Seliph and Freya, and we also have refines for a whole bunch of Jugdral stuff that we're going to take a look at. And we're going to take a look at the data mine in a second video after this as usual. So let's start things off with Seliph, shall we? So, Sigard's progeny here. Let's see. This poor guy, man. Legendary Seliph has one of the most awesome artworks. He straight up just looks like Richter Belmont. But unfortunately, he wasn't particularly strong on release. So let's see if they're able to fix him up here. So, grants Res Up 3. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is not full, or if foe's HP is over 75%, or if foe initiates combat, inflicts attack and defense -6 on the foe, deals damage equal to 15% of unit's attack, and neutralizes effects that prevent units' counterattacks during combat. And also, if unit deals damage to foe during combat, recovers 8 HP to unit, triggers even if no damage is dealt. Interesting. Neutralizes effects that prevent units' counterattacks. Prevent counterattacks. So that's Fire Sweep. So they basically gave him Null Sea Disrupt. And then we get true damage based on attack. A whole ton of different conditions to get his attack and defense -6, which is nice. Alright, let's continue on here. We have 2 pages here, of course. I mean, these refines are turning into freaking litanies at this point. So we need 2 pages to take a look. Alright, if unit initiates combat or is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack and defense -5 on the foe, and reduces damage from attacks by X% during combat, where if the foe uses a magic or staff, X is 80%. Otherwise, X is 40, excluding AoEs. That's strong. Also, if foe initiates combat, unit is in 3 spaces of an ally, unit's HP is over 50%, and the foe would reduce unit's HP to 0 during combat. Unit survives with 1 HP. Oh my god, they gave him Miracle too? Hold on. We gotta recap all of this, but okay, once per turn does not stack with non-special effects that allow units to survive with 1 HP. If foe's attack would reduce unit's HP to 0, so that would be like support effects like Ever-Living Domain and Fallen Maria's Staff. And when any other such effect triggers, this effect will trigger too, regardless of its HP conditions. Okay. So, a whole lot to go over here. So, they gave him Fire Sweep Negation, basically Null Sea Disrupt. They gave him 1 extra point recovery. He used to recover only 7 HP per hit. Now he does 8. They gave him, let's see, what else? 15% true damage. They gave him attack and defense -6 on the enemy. Now they gave him attack and defense -5. They gave him 80% DR against magic and staffs, which is pretty sick. And it's not on the first attack only, it's on all attacks. God damn, bro. Reduces damage from attacks by X% during combat. He just gets it. It doesn't matter if it's the first hit, there's no stat check. Magic and staff only do 80% damage to him. That's so raw. And then 40% against everybody else. So that's still good. No checks there. Wow, this bodes really well for him. And they gave him Miracle as well. Okay, man. So, you got to meet all of these conditions, though, to get the Miracle. So, the foe has to initiate combat, he has to be in 3 spaces of an ally, and his HP has to be over 50 in order to activate his Miracle. So, quite a lot of conditions there, but when you lay it all out in groundwork, it's actually not that bad. So, I think they did a fantastic job with this guy's remix here. Also, combining in what was the name of his beast skill again? Holy War's End, I think it was. So he would get the Brave attack now, and then he just counterattacks the enemies. He hits them twice in a row, so very good stuff. Alright, Mommy Freya, let's take a look, man. Hopefully, I mean, I'm going to tell y'all this for free. Binding Necklace 2 looks so good that she didn't even really need a weapon refine. She would have already been able to compete just with that. So let's take a look at what her weapon does now. Okay, so grant Speed Up 3, that was one of the clutch things about her earlier. Like, she already had a super high speed stat, then you're giving her Speed Up 3 and Binding Necklace 2. It's like impossible to win a speed check against Freya. Okay, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. They kept this encounter, of course. At the start of combat, if foe's HP is over 50%, grants all stats of 4 to unit during combat. If unit speed is better than the foe's speed, then you get dodge. At the start of turn, if she's adjacent only to beasts or dragons, then she transforms, and if she's adjacent to nobody, she also transforms. And when she does, she gets attack up 2, and then she inflicts attack and defense minus X based on the brand new clash condition that we've seen on Aeter's Refine or Aeter's Arcane Weapon and all of the new beast refines. So that is nice to see that she's getting that condition. All right, let's take a look at this now, because they didn't really change this too much. It looks, for the most part, exactly the same, with the exception of the brand new transformation effect. So let's see what they gave the green text here. Okay, enables Kanto Rem +1. That's even better. I was worried that she wasn't going to have access to Kanto without having alarms, so now she actually does. She gets it off the weapon, which is nice. -1 special trigger. You love to see it. Oh my god, she is so... Dude, Binding Necklace negated guard on Binding Necklace 2. And now she has -1 special trigger. She's going to be such a good Gale Forcer now. Okay, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, gets all stats of 4 to unit. Neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks, and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. So she gets null follow-up, -1 special trigger, Kanto Rem +1, all stats up 4. She gets the new transformation effect. She has distant counter, she has dodge, she has Binding Necklace on crack. Like, dude. Look at this, too. This is... I wonder if this is a +10 Freya with plus speed, because 52 speed, man, and then you couple in all the rest of the shit that she does. I mean, good luck winning a speed check against this. This is going to be nuts. You give her Gale Force, and she is just going to go to work, man. This is awesome. Really, really good refine for her. Okay, Marita's up next. Marita, of course, was the original God Sword in this game. She laid down the groundwork, so let's see if she's back to reclaim her title. Okay, -1 special trigger. If unit initiates combat or the number of allies adjacent to unit is less than or equal to 1, grants all stats up 4 to unit, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks, and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks, and neutralizes foes' bonuses to speed and defense. Hold on, did they make that slightly worse? I feel like, didn't she just have null follow-up? She had all stats of 5 and -1 special trigger? Did they decrease her stat bonuses by 1, or am I misremembering what it did? I could possibly just be misremembering. It was probably all stats of 4. Because they're not going to do a refine and make it weaker in one regard. But now she's also nullifying their speed and defense bonuses. So they tacked on lull speed and defense without any like extra stat drops, just nullifying their blue buffs. Also, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants all stats of 4 to unit, neutralizes effects that inflict guard on unit, and deals damage equal to 10% of unit's speed during combat, excluding AoE specials. And also, if unit's special triggers, neutralizes DR from non-special skills. Okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about. So now she nullifies DR. They gave her true damage based on speed. She's got nullification of guard. We're getting all stats up 8. Nullify speed and defense bonuses. She's still got null follow-up. So yeah, I mean, she's doing quite a lot here. Is she gonna be another like possible option as a God Sword compared to all the other shit that we have going on right now? I'm not too sure. Well, is she? I guess you give her like distant attack speed solo. You give her close call 4, attacking speed oath 4, or like times pulse 4. There's a lot of ways you can build her. I feel like it's definitely an improvement for sure. I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't make her better, because obviously they made her better. But compared to like all the recent God Swords that we have right now and just how unfair a lot of them are, this doesn't feel unfair to me. I'll put it that way, I think. Like, it's good, but it's not unfair. It's not like she's cheating. Like Summer Fiorm or Diamant or whatever. Like, they've got like some nonsense in their effects. All right, let's keep going here. All right, Travant is up next. Thracia King... I almost said it, man. I almost said Thracia. Y'all almost made me do it, but it's Thracia. Thracia King Lance. Okay. Let's see here. 16 might, 1 range, HP up 3, of course. Neutralizes effective against flying. That's really good. This guy has a lot of defense too, right? Yeah, 42, so that is nice that he does that. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, grants all stats of 4 to unit. Inflicts attack minus X on the foe, where X is 15% of unit's defense at the start of combat. That's really good. And inflicts special cooldown charge -1 in basically guard on the foe per attack during combat. Okay, that's good, man. This is like already boding well. Also, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants all stats of 4 to unit. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. Alright, so he got built-in IO shield. He's getting all stats up 8. 15% of his defense is going to be reduced on the enemy's attack. So we can quickly take a look here. So he's got 42 on this build. I don't know how many merges this guy's got on his Travent, but let's just quickly pull up the calculator here. He's getting 8 from his weapons, so we'll just say he's got 50. And 15% of that would be basically 7.5. So they round down, so it's 7. That's not accounting for any additional skills you may have on him, or blue bonuses, or support, or anything like that. So you'll be able to see this number get a lot higher than just 7 points. So that is nice to see. Would have been nice if it was a true DR effect as opposed to attack reduction, but I mean, I guess they don't want to make him like too busted. He's still a GHB, so they have to like always shaft us a little bit in some way or form when it's a GHB. But no, I don't think this is bad at all. This is definitely not a bad refine. He seems like a solid, competent tank, and he should be able to get the job done okay. He's not like breaking the mold or anything, but he is certainly worthwhile, I would say. All right, Echidna's up next. Echidna is another one of these like OG merge projects from back in the day, so I think a lot of people have her at +10. It was either her, Ross, or Mustafa that most people went for the +10 on, so let's take a look at what she got here. Okay, so Western Axe. HP up 3. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants all stats up 4 to unit. Reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. And unit's next attack deals damage equal to the total damage reduced during combat. Okay. Alright, and then after combat, recovers 7 HP to unit. Okay, that's a nice effect there. They gave her basically Atre's B skill built in. I guess guard 4 we could call it at this point. Also, if foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75%, at the start of combat, grants a bonus to units all stats equal to the current penalty on each of those stats times 2 plus 4. So the example is if unit has a -7 penalty to attack, grants attack up 18 for a net bonus of attack up 11. During combat. Calculates each stat independently, of course, and grants, not guard, grants special ramping to unit per attack during combat, so like breath effect. Interesting, okay. Not really the way I was expecting her to turn out, but I guess she is a mercenary, so like they gave her a balanced build between like offense and defense. So current penalty on each of those stats. For bonus to units, all stats equal to the penalty she has on those stats. So basically they gave her, what is it, penalty doubler? Is that what it's called? I don't think that's what it's called. It's called, I mean, unity is one way to put it, but there's a skill that does this, that has a specific name that I can't remember at the current time, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So basically, she wants to get penalties on her, I guess pair her up with Legendary Robin, and that's going to be her best friend now. So very cool refine for her. Going to turn her into a giant stat ball, actually, when Legendary Robin is accounted for there, because his effect is going to stack on top of this. So that's going to look pretty good on her. Then you give her like attack speed unity, and all of a sudden Echidna's cooking. So not too bad there. Okay, finally, we saved Seto Kaiba for last. Seti over here. So let's see what they... Winds of Celeste. Yeah, I forgot about this. It was Levin who ended up getting whole Seti here, and then they gave this guy Winds of Celeste. But I guess they're practically the same thing. I mean, has anyone played FE4 and not given this guy 4 SETI? Let me know in the comments if you've done that, because I'm pretty sure the general consensus is give this guy whole SETI, and then he's like the best unit in the game for the post-game, not the post-game, the time skip. Okay, so grant speed up 3. If unit initiates combat or the number of allies adjacent to unit is less than or equal to 1, grants attack and speed up 6 during combat to unit, and inflicts a penalty on foe's speed and res equal to 20% of unit speed at the start of combat. Alright, that's nice. He gets some speed and res reduction for the enemies there with his speed stat, which should end up looking pretty good after everything is said and done. Also, at the start of turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants another attack and speed up 6, desperation, and special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat. Okay. To unit for 1 turn. Those are going to be status effects. So if you're running, what's her face? Citrine, you'd be able to reflect this stuff. Well, actually, no, because he wouldn't be able to give it to Citrine. He gives it to himself. I guess, like, if you have Brave Crom and you can do, like, some shenanigans there, but that would be kind of weird. Alright, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack and speed up 5. Okay, so he gets attack and speed up 17, essentially. We're getting special ramping. We got desperation there. It would have been the icing on the cake if this guy had tempo in here as well. So he could nullify guard, and then he could just, like, clap you with specials left and right. But still looking pretty solid, actually. I don't think this is a bad refine. Couple this with Brave attacking. If you have Cordelia or Catria to give him triangle attack, and then this guy is hitting 4 in a row with desperation, and he's clapping you with this speed and res reduction there, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. For sure. And you give him, I don't know what special you'd want to give him. Maybe like Moonbow, maybe, what else is there? Unfortunately, he can't nullify DR. There's no mage special to do that. Maybe we'll get it on Soren, possibly, for Choose Your Legends. He might come with Corona, and he'll be able to get the first mage special to nullify DR. But, yeah, man, this looks pretty solid to me. Just give him a little extra support from, like I said, just give him triangle attack, and desperation looks really good when you're doing that. So that wraps us up for this batch of refines. We're going to take a look at the rest of this stuff in a second with the data mines. But who do I think actually won here? I would say, I almost want to say Seliph, but like Freya looks the most competent for sure. Freya is going to be fucking shit up in like all of the modes pretty much. I can see her being a threat in summoner duels, arena. Like, she doesn't score for arena, but you know what I mean. Like, the units, the competition she's going to be fighting, she's going to be running laps around them, man. With all of this speed and all the stuff they gave her. But Seliph got a really good glow up here, so I kind of want to say he won. What else we got? Yeah, Marita, I think Marita's a little too tame. They could have gave her something more, like, out of the box, something a little more busted. Traven seems solid for a GHB. Unfortunately, that's about as much as we can expect from a GHB. Echidna looks interesting, actually, with this. Like I said, you need Legendary Robin support, but, I mean, she can get her stats to a pretty high level there. And then finally, Seti, who looks like he could also be a threat with some good support. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of this and all these refines, and we'll come back in just a sec, and we will take a look at the data mines.